Good morning, everyone. I'm Jane, and it's my turn to bring you the good news for today, Saturday, September the 12th. In today's Gospel, you can feel the tension mounting as the time gets closer to Jesus' death. This passage follows immediately after Jesus has raised Lazarus from the dead. That's the event that's referred to here that is causing so much consternation for the chief priests and the Pharisees. A reading from the Gospel according to John. Many of the Jews, therefore, who had come with Mary and had seen what Jesus did, believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what he had done. So the chief priests and the Pharisees called a meeting of the council and said, "What are we to do? This man is performing many signs. If we let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him, and the Romans will come and destroy both our holy place and our nation." But one of them, Caiaphas, who was high priest that year, said to them, "You know nothing at all. You do not understand that it is better for you to have one man die for the people than to have the whole nation destroyed." He did not say this on his own, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus was about to die for the nation, and not for the nation only, but to gather into one the dispersed children of God. So from that day on, they planned to put him to death. This is the gospel of Christ. My Bible titles this passage, "The Plot to Kill Jesus." And in it, we get a clear idea of the dilemma that the religious leadership was up against. Perhaps they hadn't been too worried when they heard the first rumors from Galilee about this new teacher who even healed the sick. But now his fame was growing, and he was performing deeds of godlike power in their own backyard, close to Jerusalem. They couldn't afford to let this get out of hand and upset the status quo that kept their Roman masters satisfied. It was a dilemma that led to an awful decision. So from that day on, they planned to put him to death. One of the things that chills me in this passage is the cold-blooded way that the chief priest, Caiaphas, persuades the council that Jesus is expendable. The King James Version puts it this way: "It is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not." For me, that word expedient sums up a lot of what was wrong with politics then and still is now. Expedience implies taking the easy way out, the quick and tidy solution that preserves the privileged and the powerful, often at the expense of the powerless. Could there have been another way? What if the leaders had sat down and really listened to Jesus? Perhaps they would have realized that he was not a revolutionary seeking to overthrow the government, but that what he wanted to change was people's hearts. Another thing that challenges me in this reading is that I see a lot of Caiaphas in myself, in my own tendency to take the easy way out, and in my reluctance to change anything if it disturbs my own comfort and convenience. So there's a personal lesson here for me too. And where is the good news in all this? I find it in John's hint that God will bring goodness even out of evil. Because even as Caiaphas convinces the council to seek Jesus' death, John suggests that at the same time, in his role as high priest, Caiaphas is actually prophesying God's victory. Jesus was about to die for the nation, and not for the nation only, but to gather into one the dispersed children of God. And we are among those gathered children, followers of Jesus in our time and place. Just as God was with Jesus in the perilous time of today's gospel, God is with us in our times of trial and our times of joy. That's good news too. God's closeness is expressed very beautifully in Psalm 139, which is one of the other readings for today. So I'd like to close with part of that psalm. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from far away. You search out my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, O Lord, you know it completely. You hem me in behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is so high that I cannot attain it. Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and settle at the farthest limits of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and the light around me become night, even the darkness is not dark to you. The night is as bright as the day, for darkness is as light to you. For it was you who formed my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. That I know very well. Well, tomorrow starts a new chapter in the life of St. George's as we carefully reintroduce services in the church as well as through the live stream broadcast. I know we will continue to worship in unity of spirit with one another, whether we're at church tomorrow or at home. So goodbye from me for now, and I'll see you next time.